Welcome to every movie I've ever seen. This is a special Rummaging through April edition, where throughout the month of April, I'm going to be reviewing movies that I found at rummage sales. Now, today we have John in the Sky. This is I suppose, family drama film. It's the main character. He's divorced, I think, and he has a son, and he's reminiscing about his childhood. You know, he's going back home and trying to, reconnect or whatever with people he left behind. The past stuff takes place in rural America during the 19-somethings. I probably could have picked up on the time period it was supposed to be if I, paid more attention or cared about that. I want to say maybe 50s. 50s seems possible because random hermit guy, he mentioned how he thinks we're going to go to the moon. So, it's at least pre-1969 because that's when we landed on the moon. So, 50s maybe or 60s. Although Bobby Kennedy dies during this movie. I mean, you don't see it, it's mentioned. So, I guess it takes place whenever Bobby Kennedy was shot. I don't know when that was. JFK was shot in 1963. So, I'm pretty sure Bobby Kennedy died after JFK. So, somewhere in that time frame, 1963 to 1969, somewhere in there is where it takes place. Hey, I narrowed it down for you. You're welcome. Anyway, yeah, so, the main character, he's a kid. He lives with his mom and his dad, and, surprise, surprise, the dad's a jerk. And the mom is wanting to leave. And I guess the kid likes planes a lot, so he decides he's going to go try and, he's gonna go try and build a plane in his garage all by himself. Oh, well, I mean, not all by himself, he has help, but, he's gonna, build a plane from scratch. That's his idea. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much the movie. I mean, the movie's fine. It lacks substance, is what I would say. It's just things happening. And I don't really feel like there's got anything substantial to tie it together or give it purpose. You're kind of watching it and you feel like, well, what's the point? Why am I watching this? What's this movie telling me? Or what's this movie wanting me to think? I mean, is it just don't be a jerk? Because there's a whole lot of that in this. It's, you got a typical 1960s jerk father, complaining about hippies and whatnot. You got some typical 1960s racism and, just bigotry in general, because there is a character who's kind of slow in this, and there's usage of the R word and even an N word, which is interesting, but not hard. If I'm not gonna say it, but they use the N word as like a term for something else. When was this made? This was 80s, maybe. It doesn't say when this was made. I'm gonna say I'm gonna say mid 80s, late 80s. Yeah. Anyway, like there's an N word in it, which is, I think this is the first movie I've done on every movie I've ever seen that had an N word in it. That's okay. That's something. But it was like blankify it. That's like a verb. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's, it's like redneck speak. For you're gonna get it done, it might not be best condition or shape. It might not work 100%. I don't know why I'm talking about this. It's really insignificant, except it's kind of weird that they had the kids say it. That's odd. But I guess the character, the character, not the actor, the character learns not to say that word. But it's, I guess the point that I'm making is that it's not a hard N word, if that's anything. It's just soft. If that, I don't know if that's a term, but I'm just kind of rambling here. These movies, they're not giving me anything to talk about. I mean, it's like, this could be just like a 1-minute review where, oh, it's fine, nothing special about it, nothing especially bad, but I gotta talk because I want this video to be, somewhat decent length, even though it doesn't matter because no one's even gonna watch this anyway, so who cares? Some boring plot description of a movie. I mean, especially with these rummage sale movies, like, I could just make up a movie. I'm gonna do that. I'm not gonna do it this time. Maybe next April. Next April I'm gonna make up a movie. I'm gonna, go to the trouble of designing a cover, print it out, put it on the case, and just make shit up about that movie. No one will watch it, so no one would call me out on it. Oh, honestly, I could have done that for some of these movies. I mean, these are some obscure ass movies that I've been watching here. I mean, I watched Luna, Spirit of the Whale. I mean, what the hell is that? John in the Sky? What are these movies that I'm watching? It's kind of boggles my mind how, like, movies exist that no one's ever heard of them, and they don't have Wikipedia articles, they don't have Rotten Tomato scores. If I didn't just watch it, I wouldn't think it existed. I mean, they got like 34 views on a letterbox. Like, it's crazy. I don't know. At least it wasn't a horror movie. Horror movies are always the worst with these. I think I'm done with horror movies. I don't think I have any more of these. I don't think I have any more horror movies coming up. At least I don't think so. Although I do have one that could be a horror movie, but it looks more sci-fi. So fingers crossed that it's actually, somewhat halfway decent. And that's all I've got to say about John in the Sky.